We're over here.
I'm really good at fractions. I do fractions every day on my homework.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about fractions?
Very good. I'm really good at it. 1/2 equals 2/4. 2/4 equals 3/6. 3/6. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. I know. Some of these students might have not like worked with fractions yet. So, and then some students, at least from my last group of Somerset, the schools covered it a little bit. You guys went into COVID and everything turned online, and some people didn't get to understand it completely because online learning. So it'll be a good review, and then we'll move on to review week the next week. So for today, take out your homework 4. Let's review our homework 4, and then we'll move on to fractions. So
write it down.
Okay, 1 second. So last time we did time questions. So take a moment. I think question 1 and 2, I thought it was pretty straightforward. So I just wrote down the answer for you guys. But the last 3 of question 2 and then word problems, I want some people to answer for me. So just look at the answers. Did you guys get to check all your answers? Any one specific question you want me to go over from question 1 and 2? Or are you guys all good for these questions?
I'm good with these questions. I want to do some challenge questions.
Okay. Yeah, challenge questions will probably work. If we have extra time today, we'll try to do some questions. If not, it'll be all next week, review week. All right, so let's have some people answer 4, 5, 6, and then the word problems. Someone, Matthew, would you like to do 4? No, 1 second. What about Aaron? Number 4? Aaron, Darren, Irene, Stephen, any volunteers for these questions?
I accidentally made my day black.
No. Is that Justin? Okay, Justin. Question 4. 224 seconds.
I solved it like this for just 60 plus 60 equals 120.
Yeah?
Yeah, equals 120 plus another 60 equals 180. On 180 plus another, I did 100 plus 40, which equals 20, which equals 220 plus 4.
Okay. 20 and then 24.
And you could tell that that's 3 hours and 44 seconds. 44 minutes.
44 minutes. Okay. So we have, 3 minutes and 44 seconds. All right. Okay. 3 minutes, 44 seconds. What is another way to do it? You can take this 224 and divide by what? Just like Justin did, he just did multiples of 60, right? He did 60 plus 60 until he got to a number close enough. So you can think like 60 times what will get me close to 224, and that should be 3, like 180, right? So you guys can do it either way. What about 3 10 seconds into minutes and seconds? Justin, you want to do this one too?
You can divide it. So you could just do just 224 divided by it. You just try to divide by 3, which equals, but dividing it by 3 would equal, I gotta do this math correctly. This is it.
3 10 seconds into minutes and seconds.
Yeah, so now just divided by 3, which equals, would equal 180.
Divide by 3.
310 divided by 3, or is it?
So if we go back to this method, like multiples of 60, right? 60 plus 60.
Yeah. So that would equal it will equal 2 times 60, which equals 120.
Or we can keep on going till we get closer, right?
Yeah.
We can do.
So that means 310 divided by 60 would equal 310 divided by 60. It would be like that.
Yeah, exactly. 310 divided by 60. So how close can we get? 60 times what will get me close to 310? You can just try out numbers. So if I do 5, maybe, will get me to 300. So
that's what we call guess and check.
Yeah, just guess and check. So I have 5 minutes, and remainder is 10 seconds. So 5 minutes, 10 seconds. Okay. I want some more people to answer these. And there was actually a typo. I noticed this late. So 5 and 6, if you guys notice, it's both plus. Let's make the second one minus. And then the same thing. These are both minus. Let's make the second one plus. So, Steven.
5.
Steven, okay, 5.
So 1 hour 14 minutes plus 36 minutes equals how many hours and how many minutes? So we know that 1 hour is 60, and 14 minutes just added to 60 equals 74, plus 36 equals 100. So it's kind of a little like 100 minus 60 equals 40, so it equals 1 hour and 1 hour and 50 minutes. I don't know how I got that 50.
Yeah, close. 74 plus 36 is actually 110 minutes, right?
Yeah, it would equal 100.
Yeah, I got it. I just accidentally did it.
Because 4 plus 6 equals 10. So you add that, which 7 times 7 plus 30 would equals 100, plus another 4 plus 6 would equal 10. So add them together equals 110.
All right, and then next up, what do we do? How do we change this minutes to hours?
So you just divide it. Just divide it by 1, and then use the 50.
Divide by what?
Divided by 1, which divided by 1. No, so it would equal 50 minutes with another 60 minutes. So it equals 1 hour and 50 minutes.
Yeah, so 110, you can think of it as 60 plus 50, right? 60 plus 50 minutes. And we know that 60 is equal to an hour. Okay, so the total is 1 hour and 50 minutes. What about 3 hours and 15 minutes subtracted by 1 hour and 15 minutes?
So 3 hours, I know, just 3 times 60 equals 180, I know. So just put on 180 and save it for later. So minus 1 hour and 50 minutes. So 180 minutes like this, just minus a 60, then a 50 equals 70.
60.
So it's 1 hour.
80.
So,
And 3 hours. 3 hours.
oh,
This is the plus 5, right? Okay, so you have 185 minutes and then you have 110 minutes. Then you subtract that. What did you guys get?
I got the answer, 75.
75 minutes. Okay, but they're asking in hours and minutes. So how do you change that to hours and minutes?
So it go 1 hour.
1 hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, because 60 plus another 15.
Yeah, so you have 160 and you have 15 left. So 1 hour, this 60 minutes is equal to 1 hour and you have 15 remaining. Okay, 6 is the exact same questions, but you're flipping the signs around. So subtract. So 1 hour and 14 minutes, we'll subtract that. 1 hour, 14 minutes minus 36 minutes. How do we do this one?
So 1 hour, 14 minutes would equal 60 minutes with 54. No. 60 minutes with 54 minutes.
Mm-hmm. So same thing as before, right? 1 hour and 14 minutes plus 60 and 14. So we know this equals to 74 minutes, right? Subtract that by 36. 74 minus 36 is what? So 4, you get
38.
Yeah, 14.
Yeah,
Oh.
38, 38.
Yeah. All right, so 38 minutes. And then they were asking hours. So how many hours? 0 hours, right? We don't have any hours. And then 38 minutes. And then the last one here, you have 3 hours 55 minutes plus 1 hour 50 minutes. 3 hours 5 minutes plus 1 hour 50 minutes. So we know we got from before that 3 hours and 5 minutes is 185, right? Okay, 185, and then 1 hour 50 minutes is 110. So if we add that now instead of subtracting, add 5, 9, 2, 295 minutes. How do we change that to hours and minutes? How many 60s can we fit into 290? Anybody want to try? So what about 60 times by 5? We know it gets to 300, right? So let's do 60 times 4, 24. Okay, that's close enough because we know that 5 will get me to 300, and that's more than we have. So 295 minus 240, right? 5, 9 minus 4, 5, 55 minutes. So I have what? I have 4 hours. Sorry, 4, was it hours? Or, yeah, 4 hours and 55 minutes. Okay, are you guys all keeping up?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this was, sorry, this was the only typo in there. So everything else, you guys should have solved it beforehand if you did your homework. All right, any more questions from 1 and 2 before we move on to the word problems?
One problem.
Or any question that you want me to redo or you want us to rework on? You guys all set on 1 and 2?
Once using, I have a green screen. With,
All right, word problems. I'm gonna ask some people. Let's see. It's going down. Steven, do you want to do the first one? No, what about Matthew? Justin?
Sure.
Justin, okay. Second one, let's see.
One.
Darren, would you like to try this one? Okay, and then the third one, Irene, do you feel confident? No, Aaron? Third one? Okay, we'll get back to that one. So question one, we have Jenna's Saturday schedule. She has drama class, lunch, math class, dance class, and these are the times that they start and end. So the question is, how much longer is drama class than her math class? So Justin, go ahead.
Well, how you do this is basically 12:30 minus 10 o'clock.
Okay, and why are we doing that?
To find the answer.
Yeah, so drama class starts at 10 and ends at 12:30. So we're finding how long her drama class is.
It's about 2 hours and 30 minutes.
2 hours, 30 minutes is drama class.
Drama class. And math class would equal 345 plus all the way to 5:15. So you add 15, which equals 4 o'clock, plus another 60 minutes. So that would equal 75 minutes. Plus another 15, which will equal, so it's 75 plus another 15, which will equal 80.
Okay, what does that give us?
That would give us a total of 15 plus an hour, which is 75, 90 minutes.
90 minutes, and you can, if you change it to hours and minutes?
Yeah, in hours it would equal 1 hour, 30 minutes.
1 hour, 30 minutes, okay. And then the question is asking, how much longer is drama class?
How much longer? Drama class is 1 hour longer.
Yeah, so we have 2 hours, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 30 minutes. It's exactly 1 hour longer, 1 hour longer. Okay, how is everyone doing? Did you guys all get the right answer? Yeah, anyone lost in any of these steps? Now is the time to speak up. Okay, if you're all good, we'll move on to question 2 then. All right, Darren, question 2.
Emma arrived at work at 8:45 a.m. today. She was 15 minutes earlier than usual. What time does Emma usually arrive at work? So if she was 15 minutes earlier than usual, you will just add 15 minutes to 8:45.
Okay, and what did you get?
9 o'clock a.m.
So Darren added 15 minutes and came to 9 o'clock. Okay. Did anyone else get this answer? This was one question I actually saw that people got tricked on. The wording is tricky, you guys. Yeah. Okay. What did someone else get? What's the other answers that we got? Why is it not 9 o'clock? So the question says,
8:45 minus 15, not plus 15.
and why are we doing minus?
Because she was 15 minutes earlier. So she arrived at work earlier than before.
8:30.
Than usual.
8:30.
Oh, wait, no, this should be
You
right.
arrived at work earlier than usual. That means you arrived earlier.
Oh, no. You guys are right on this one. It should be 9 o'clock. There is another question very similar that I got mixed up on. So if it's earlier, she was earlier. So you have to think like she usually reaches 15 minutes later than this time. So you have to think past 8:45. So past 8:45.
So she arrived at work at 8:45. That was 15 minutes earlier than usual. So
yeah.
past a couple of days, she was arriving at 9 o'clock.
This should be the right answer. There's actually another question similar to this that I remember that one is the one that was the flipped one that people messed up on, but this should be right. Okay, thank you, Darren. And the last question. Last question. Who wants to give this one a try? Anybody? You guys can use the raise hand button. If not, let's just go through one by one. So Victor plays the guitar every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Okay, so let's write down for his guitar. He plays Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. So how long does he play every day?
So you just have to
Like 30
7 o'clock to 7:30 is 30 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah,
30 minutes.
1/2.
So you don't have to do 3 times 30 equals like 90.
Yeah, so he plays
on guitar.
he
So
plays 30 minutes every day.
Minutes of guitar every day.
And
Yeah.
piano is 45 and
Yeah, 4:45.
Say
4 o'clock,
Thursday.
4:45.
So you just have to do 45 times 2 also equals 90.
Look at you guys. You all know the answer. Why does no one want to volunteer?
It's the same.
Bruh,
Okay.
I know the answer, but I just don't want to volunteer.
Yeah. Okay. So piano is 45 minutes every day. Yeah. So then how he does that 2 times a day. So that equals 90 minutes also.
Yes.
All right. So now how many hours and minutes does Victor play the guitar? We know he plays 90 minutes, but how do we write that in hours and minutes? What's 90 minutes in hours? How many 60 minutes can we fit in 90?
1.
1 hour and
1 hour and 30 minutes.
yeah, and same thing here, 1 hour 30 minutes.
I don't practice guitar. I only practice piano for like 1 hour or 2 hours.
That's good.
My piano lesson takes up to 3 hours.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the answer. All right, any more questions from the homework? Does anyone have trouble with time questions? Because I can post extra problems for you guys.
No.
I'm getting a little trouble at it.
Okay, so the challenge question for this week will have some fractions because we're starting fractions, and I'll post some time questions also. So you guys can get some extra practice in, and if we get the chance, we can work on those on the review week. So let's move on to our lesson 5, which we'll start touching on fractions. So let me see. All of you guys should have some experience with fractions, right?
No, I have a lot of experiments. I can compare numbers. I know what equals 1/2.
Yeah, okay. So I believe all of you have some experience with fractions. So let's just do a quick, Steven, have you worked with fractions before?
Yes, but I don't have that paper. My dad didn't adopt it yet. We just made this paper.
Oh, okay. So this is lesson 5. If you don't have it printed, just follow along with what I have on the screen and just take notes as you follow. So let's do a quick review. I know all of you guys know fractions, so let's do a quick review of what they are, and then we'll move on to some problems. So let's understanding fractions, concept review of numerators, denominators, simple, improper, and mixed fractions. So who can tell me what a numerator is? Or what a fraction is? Can someone define a fraction for me?
Yeah, fractions like half a piece, a 1/4 of a piece, 1/3 of a piece, 1/10 of a piece, 1/100th of a piece, 1/200th of a piece, blah blah blah.
So I'm hearing piece a lot, piece, or also you can say parts of something. So you guys are used to whole numbers, 1, 2, 3, but how do you represent something that's not whole, but like a part of
Something
something?
that's not whole would be like 2/4, 3/4, but 4/4 equal 1. So
Yeah.
another way to say 4/4 is 1. 6, 6, 1, 7, 7, 1, 8, 8, 1.
Yeah. So we use fractions to represent parts of something, parts of a whole. So concept review. So what does my bottom number, this is a fraction. What does my bottom number represent?
The bottom number represents how much pieces are in that.
How many, we're going to say equal parts. How many equal parts of a whole, or a whole unit? Okay. What about my top number? It's how many parts of that we have. Okay. Number of parts that we have. All right. And what are the fancy names that we use for the top and the bottom number? Who knows the top number? What does the top number mean?
Top number means like it's like the opposite of the how many pieces. So it's like one piece inside that you ate.
Yeah.
You
so
ate one piece out of the two.
Yeah. So the number of parts that we have, but what's the proper name for that? What's the name of the top number?
A denominator.
Close. Top number is actually numerator. And the bottom number is going to be denominator. You guys have to know this. You'll get the hang of the denominator. So,
I'm just not getting confused with the ominator.
Okay, so how do we represent 1/2 or 1/2 with a circle? Or let's say this is a pie.
Make a line. Just make a line. That's it. Make a straight line.
Yeah. So I made one line, and that's dividing my whole pie into how many parts? Two parts. Right? Yeah, so remember, my bottom number says I have 2 parts.
That's a half.
And then how many parts do I have? So how many am I going to say?
1/2 of the part. So that means you ate like one piece out of the 2.
Yeah. So there we go. So I'm taking 1. So what about if I had 3/4? How many pieces am I going to divide my pie or my pizza?
You're going to divide it by 4. You're going to divide it by 4.
4. And how many pieces am I taking?
You're going to take away 3. You ate 3. LMAO.
And 1 will be left.
This represents 3/4. Okay, so I want you guys to see these fractions: 1/2, 2/3, 3/4, 5/8. I want you to draw it on your own. You can use either like a fraction bar or a fraction circle. So I'll give you guys like a minute. I think you guys should know how to do it pretty easily. So 1/2, 2/3, 3/4, 5/8. Work on that on your own.
Turn on my fan.
Did anybody get through all 4 of them?
I did. I did them in a piece of cake.
Okay. All right. How about the others? Did you get to do at least one of them? All right. Okay. Let's move ahead then. So actually the first one is 1/2. We already kind of did the first one. So first one, that was that first example. We have 2 parts. So I'm gonna make my pie into I have a pie and I'm going to divide it into 2 and I'll take 1 part. Okay. Irene, could you tell me how to do 2/3?
Make 3 parts.
Okay, 3 parts.
Color 2 of the pieces in.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. What about 3/4? Someone else. Aaron?
Just
Can't do 5/8. It's the hardest out of all of them.
Okay, all right. Steven, 3/4?
So you just have to do 3 lines.
3 lines?
Yeah, 3
lines? Are you sure? Are you sure, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, if I do 3 lines, then what?
Okay, just 2.
See, I told you it's 4 lines.
It's red, 3 lines. There are 2 here. You need 1 more, right?
Yeah.
So denominator is what? 4? 4 means 4 parts, right? My denominator tells me how many equal parts. So I have this bar, I have a chocolate bar, and I need to divide in 4. And how many parts do I have of these 4s?
You gotta have
3. Say 3.
Yeah, good job.
I just scribbled on these. So
It's okay. It's okay. All right, Aaron, the last one. 5/8.
5/8. So an easier way, you know that color 8 draw 8 pieces and then color them 5.
Yeah. So we'll do 2, 4, 6, 8, and then we'll color 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. How's everyone on these fractions? Was the review easy? You guys all remember fractions? Are we all set? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's move on to task 2. Okay. Now you have mixed fractions and you have to represent them with fraction bars. So actually what we skipped on the first one, we have 3 types of fractions, right? The first time we dealt with only proper fractions. Who remembers the name of the other 2 kinds of fractions? We have proper fractions, we have improper fractions, and we have mixed fractions. Proper fraction will have the numerator is smaller than the denominator. So it's going to be like that. Improper fraction, you'll get a numerator bigger than the denominator. And then what's mixed, you guys? Anybody remember? Mixed is going to be like these. These are mixed fractions because you have 1 whole of something and you have 1/2 then. Okay. So actually let's review how do you change these mixed fractions into an improper fractions. You guys remember how to do that? How do you change mixed to improper? No? Who knows what this 1 represents? What's this 1 in front of the 1/2?
2 of 2.
2 of 2. Yeah. So that's 2. You can think of like 2 of 2. If I had like a pie that had 2 parts, right? And I took 2 parts of it. That's equal to 1 whole pie, right? 1 whole. So 2 of 2 is equal to 1. You can think of it as 2 divided by 2. I have 1 whole of something. And I also have 1/2 of something. So I also have this, right? This is my whole and this is my 1/2. So 1 and 1/2 equals to visually like this, right? It looks like this. But how can I write it in just one fraction like this? I don't want this extra number on the side. I want just like a number on top and a number on the bottom, just numerator and a denominator. If you look at this visually, how many half parts do I have? How many are colored in total? 3. Yeah. I have 1.
Yeah, total would be 3.
I have 2, and I have 3. Okay, so I know I have 3 parts. And then how many parts are these pies or pizzas divided into? Still 2, right? They're still divided into parts of 2.
They're still dividing it by 2.
So this is how you would write your mixed fraction into an improper fraction. There's actually a shortcut also. Who knows the shortcut of doing that instead of like having to draw it? Anybody know the shortcut? It's going to be multiplying and adding. So my number here, I'm going to multiply, and then what I get, I'm going to add to this. So 2 times 1. 2 times 1 is?
2 times 1 equals 2.
2 plus 1.
Oh, geez, my sister.
2 plus 1 is?
3.
3. Okay, and then my denominator stays the same because it's always divided into 2. Okay, what about 3? Let's do 3 1/4. Same thing, right? If I want to change this to a mixed fraction, I'm going to do 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is what?
It's 4 to 4. I already know the answer.
12. Okay, 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1. 12 plus 1 is
13.
13. 13. And what's my bottom number?
4.
Number
Yeah.
would be 4.
Okay, so this is a shortcut. You just multiply and add, or you can always go back to your pies. So if I have pies like this, I have to think I have 3 whole pies, right? I have 1, 2, 3. 3 whole, and I have 1/4 of 1. So then you can go back and add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, are you guys all good with mixed, improper, and proper fractions?
I don't know them. I do them every day on my homework.
Okay, all right. Seems you guys are good. So why don't you try these questions? We already did 1 and 1/2, so try 3 and 3/4 and 2 and 4/7 on your own. So 3 3/4 and 2 4/7. Change this mixed fraction to a improper fraction, but I also want you to represent this using circles or bars. That's up to you. So work this out on your own. So change to an improper fraction and also visually represent it. If you're done, put up your raise your hand button. All right. First one, 3 and 3/4. Who can tell me what you got for improper fraction? Okay, nobody? How do we change this to an improper? Okay, Steven, how did you get yours?
So I just did 3, 4. Oh, we're doing that way. Okay. 4 times 3 plus 3. So I just did that. And I just got the answer.
Okay, and what did you get?
15 to 4.
15 over 4. Yeah, 4 times 3 is 12 plus 3. 15. Okay, did everyone get this?
15
I
over
got the answer too.
11.
Okay. All right. And then how do you show it as a using fraction bars or fraction circles?
You just put just do half of 15 first, then do another half of it, then just shade out 4. Or are we doing the first part?
So 15/4, how do I visually
The
represent this?
answer or which one? The answer?
It doesn't matter. These are equivalent fractions, right? This is just two different ways of writing it. This is the mixed way of writing and this is the improper way of writing. But it's equal to the same thing. So visually, it's equal to the same thing, right? So how do I draw this visually? They're both worth the same amount. Okay, so if I have over here, what's my denominator, you guys? The denominator is what?
The denominator is 4.
4. So what does that mean? 4 means that my whole is divided into
4.
4. So all my pies are going to be divided into 4. Okay, and then my numerator tells me what? How many parts I have, right? 15. So let me do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. So visually, this is how I would draw that. And if I went with the mixed fraction, they tell me I have 3 whole units. Does that make sense? I have 3 whole pies. Yeah, so this represents my 3. And I have 3/4 of 1. 3/4. I have 1, 2, 3/4 of 1. This represents my 3/4. So either way, whichever is easier for you guys, if this mixed fraction way is easier for you to draw it, go ahead. Or if it's easier with improper, that's up to you. All right, the last one. 3, 2 and 4/7. What's the improper fraction? We'll do 7 times 2, right? 7 times 2 is what? 7 times 2?
14.
14 plus 4? 18. Okay, and over what? What's my denominator? Denominator is going to be still 7. My denominator never changes. All right, and if I were to draw this with let's say bars, because 7 is hard to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Okay. How many do I have of these?
Why do you have?
So my bar is divided into 7 equal parts.
Yeah.
And I have 18 of them, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So this way, or you can think I have 2 whole bars. I have 2 whole bars. I have 2 whole, and then I have another bar that's divided into 7 parts, 6, 7, and I'm taking 4 parts. Either way, they're both equal the same. Whichever is easier
they all
for you.
equal the same.
Okay. All right. Any questions on this part?
No.
Drawing, because you'll have to draw these on your homework. All right. So next up is another way to visualize fractions using number lines. So this task 3 is locating fractions on a number line, and then so the first example, you have 1/8, you have 1/4, 1/2, 2/2, and then 9/8. Does anyone know how to represent this on a number line? Have you guys worked on this before?
Maybe.
Maybe?
No.
No? Okay, so if I have 1/2 on a number line, anybody know how to represent this?
Yeah. It's easy. Just mark one and mark one in the middle. Or just mark one in the middle.
Too many people talking at the same
Mark one in the middle.
Okay, all right. Okay, too many people talking at the same time. So, same thing as before, right? I have 2 in my denominator. So from 0 to 1, you can think of these as whole units. I have 1 whole, I have 2 whole, I have 3 whole, and so on, okay? So these wholes are divided into how many parts? It's the same, right? It's divided into 2 equal parts. You can try to think of this as a box that's divided into 2 parts. And then how many parts am I going to take? Just 1. So my 1/2 on a number line will be here. Okay? Now, what if I had 1/4? How many lines am I going to divide from my 0 to 1 into? My denominator is 4. So how many parts? 4 equal parts. So if I imagine this like a bar, like these fraction bars, I'm going to do 4 equal parts. And how many parts am I taking? Just 1 part, right? So 1/4 on a number line is here. All right. Does this refresh your memory a little bit? Do you guys remember this from learning at school? No? Some of you do?
I didn't even go to that kind of school. I don't even know it.
Okay. All right, so let's take a look at this diagram over here.
And I'm kindergarten right now, but I'm about to turn to first grade.
Yeah, we have a wide variety of students in this class. So some of you might not know your fractions too well. So let's look at this. So in all cases, my number line is going from 0 to 1, but remember it can move on to 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. But 0 to 1, okay, my number line represents 1 whole unit. So my 0 is number of, I have 0 whole units, and then my 1 is I have 1 whole unit. So you can think of it as a pie. I have 0 pies and I have 1 whole pie. This is the whole pie. And then any number in between are fractions, and these are parts of the pie, right? So if I go to 1/2, you can think of it back to our pie example. I have 1/2 is going to be a pie divided into 2 parts, and I have 1 part of it, right? So visually, that's going to be, it's going to look like this. And then same thing, if you have 1/3, 2/3, 1/4, 6, 8, whatever your denominator is going to be, how many parts you'll divide your number line from 0 to 1 into. So if I have 8, if I have denominator of 8, I'll divide my numbers from 0 to 1, my number line into 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8 over 8. And same thing, 6, my 1 is 6 over 6. Same thing, same rules as your fractions that we worked on before. 3, 3. And these just represent parts. So this, I'm at 1/3 of it, I'm at 2/3, and so on, 3/3, right? I hope this picture makes more sense. So if I have the first example over here, they ask me 1/8. So first of all, how many lines am I going to divide my number line from 0 to 1? 0 to 1. How many lines? Equal parts. Yeah, I see, Stephen, 8 parts. So let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. And then 1/8, where am I placing that? 1/8. The first line, right? This is my 1/8 line. The second line is going to be my 2/8 line, and so on. 3/8 line, 4/8 line. Okay, so the first question is 1/8. And then all the others is going, all the same rules apply, right? If I have 4, I'm going to divide into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's asking 1/4 of it. So this is my 1/4. This is my 2/4, my 3/4, 4/4. So 1/4 is going to be placed here on the number line. Okay. How is everyone doing? I know number lines are tricky. I had a few students that had trouble with it last time. Okay, I see some thumbs up. All right, let me see your homework. So your homework will have some number line questions, so make sure you follow. Is everyone good on number lines? Yeah, I'm seeing some thumbs up. So there are a few more examples. These number 2 questions are, you have your mixed fractions. So mixed fractions, you can, the easiest, I'd say, mixed fractions actually, when it says 3/1/2, you have 3 whole units, right? I'm already past my number 1. I'm going to 3 now. So now it's between 3 and 4. Between 3 and 4. Okay, and 3 and 1/4. 3 and 1/4 tells me I have to divide my parts between 3 and 4 into 4 parts, and I'm taking 1/4 of it. That's my 3 and 1/4. I'm taking 1/4. So this represents 3 and 1/4. Okay, is everyone good? I want you to try out all of these on your own. Probably as a homework, but you'll have more of these in homework. You have a few more minutes, so I want to make sure we get to the word problems. So fraction, addition, and subtractions are really easy, so we probably won't spend too much time on that. But do you guys remember addition and subtractions of fractions? Does anyone remember? Let's look at the first example. I have 1/4, and they say, and blank will make me 1 whole. So 1/4 plus what will give me 1 whole? You can think of it as like a pie. I only have 1 part of the pie, right? 1/4 of the pie. How many more pieces do I need to get a whole pie?
3/4.
Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. I need 3/4. So if you look at this number, you need exactly 4 out of 4 to give you 1, right? What about 2/3?
2/3.
So imagine my pie, I have 2/3.
So
1/3.
1/3. I just need this extra part, right? 1/3. So you can think of it, what plus what will give me exactly 3, because 3/3 gives me 1 whole, right? All right, so number 2 over here, they're giving you 2 fractions and you have to add. What's the trick here? what's good is that right now you're dealing with fractions that have the same denominator, so you don't have to worry about changing anything. If you have the same denominator, what do we do? How do we add 1/4 plus 1/4? So first of all, visually, 1/4 looks like this, right? And they're telling me I'm adding another fourth. So how would you draw it on just one pi? Because it doesn't equal to one whole, right? I have how many parts?
2/4.
2/4. And how do we get to that? We just added the numerators. 1 plus 1 gives me 2, right? 2/4. And visually you can draw it like that, 2/4, which is also equivalent to 1/2. But we'll get to that next lesson. So equivalent fractions will be next lesson. Another example, 1/5 plus 2/5. What's the answer?
3/5.
3/5, yeah. We just add the numerator because denominator is the same.
Yeah, so are we gonna learn like with different denominators?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
6, 8,
Next lesson will be
7, 8.
yeah. Next lesson will be different denominators. So right now it's pretty straightforward. If you have the same numerator, if you have the same denominator, you just have to add the numerators. And same thing with subtraction. If I have the same denominators, I'm just going to worry about my top numbers, right? So 3 minus 1 is 2.
Minus 1 is 2.
Yeah, so I think addition and subtraction with like denominators, you won't have any issues with. But next lesson is when we'll move into unlike denominators. But right now, easy. Okay, let's do a word problem. We have a few minutes left. I want to work on this word problem with fractions. So Sally has a pie, and she cuts the pie into 8 equal parts. So let's draw this pie. 8 equal parts. All right. She has 6 friends, and each ate 1 slice. What fraction of the pie was left? So each of her friends eat 6 slices. She and her friends eat 6 slices of this 8 equal pies. So I'm going to take 6 out. So imagine that these 6 parts are missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. What fraction of the pie was left? How many slices do we have left?
2/8.
2 slices left. And then if I write it as a fraction, 2/8, because the pie is divided into 8 parts. Okay, are you guys good on this one? Does it make sense? What if her friends ate 5 slices or 4 slices? How many would be left?
4/8.
Yeah. If they ate 4 slices, 4/8 left. Okay. Question 2. If you guys have to leave, that's okay. But I think I can go through question 2 in a minute. So Mark and Marcus shared a pizza. Mark ate 1/5 of the pizza, and then Marcus ate 2/5 of the pizza. So let's divide this pizza into 5 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 1/5. Marcus ate 2/5. So let's see. Mark ate 1 slice of the, okay, and then Marcus eats 2 slices. 1, 2. What fraction of the pizza was eaten? So what's my part missing?
2/5.
2/5.
2/5 was left, right? 2/5 is what is left. What was actually eaten?
3.
3/5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Or you can also do 1/5 plus 2/5, 3/5. And then what was left?
2/5.
2/5 left. All right, there we go. I think you should be all set for your homework. It's pretty straightforward questions. For the people that are really good with fractions, don't worry, I'm going to post some challenging questions. Okay, so that's enough for today. We'll probably head off. Any more questions? before we see you next